Real Madrid plan a new midfield, Liverpool switch targets, Jimenez is set for a Wolves day, a Premier League update and today's transfer roundup all coming up in the next few minutes as I'm your host Matt Froelich, you are the Onefootballers and this is the Daily News. First off, Real Madrid are planning for a new midfield but they may still have Luka Modric for one more season. According to reports in Spain, the Croatian midfielder will see out his contract with Real Madrid until 2021 even though it looks like they're going to have quite a few new players to pick from. So first off, Fede Valverde has been brilliant this season, a real breakthrough start in the Real Madrid team, and it looks like he'll be dominating the midfield for years to come. On top of this, Asensio's coming back from injury as well, and he'll be playing a little bit further forward. Of course, Casemiro and Kroos showing no signs of slowing down, are still top players. Modric is entering his mid-30s, and they've also got Martin Odegaard to come back on loan. Apparently, they're going to sweeten the deal by taking him back from Real Sociedad by sending them Takefusa Kubo. He is the Japanese player, I said it correctly, who's been on loan at Mallorca this season and has done a pretty good job. He will be 19 in the summer, but one more year out on loan won't exactly do him any harm. On top of this, they've also got the three Brazilians they've brought in Jesus Reina, Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. They've also got Eden Hazard, who's promised that he'll be much better next season, and Karim Benzema will probably still be firing in the goals. Real Madrid looks stacked for options next season. This, as well as the fact that if you take into account Gareth Bale and probably Luka Jovic are going to be leaving in the summer as well, Real Madrid have still got plenty of options. Of course, there's also Isco that we failed to mention, and also the little-known Mariano Diaz, who barely ever gets on the pitch, although he did score in the Clasico. But moving on from Real Madrid to their potential deadly attack next season and to Liverpool, and according to reports in England, especially from the Daily Mail, well, it looks like Timo Werner isn't exactly number one on their list. This is because everything great about Timo Werner is doubled by the fact that he has a £51 million release clause, but that has to be activated this month in April if any team is to benefit from it. It looks like Bayern Munich is stepping up their interest in Timo Werner and may go for that release clause, meaning, well, that Liverpool aren't going to be able to sign him. It is said that they have shelved all sorts of dealings at the moment because of the coronavirus. That includes new contracts for the likes of Dejan Lovren and Gini Wijnaldum and any other transfers that may be coming into the club. However, despite this, Bild in Germany are reporting that actually the only reason they're not going for Timo Werner is because they want Milo Rashica instead. Now, for those of you who don't know, he is the forward at Werder Bremen who can play on the left but also through the centre as well. He's had a pretty good season despite the fact that Werder Bremen currently sits second from bottom. This will also play a potentially big role in the transfer. If the German side do get relegated, well, he may cost a little bit less than the current 33 million asking price. Liverpool could in fact be doing a pretty good deal. It's kind of like when Xherdan Shaqiri was relegated with Stoke and they got him for like 8 million or something stupid like that. But moving on and sticking with the Premier League actually, and Raul Jimenez has said that he has no transfer release clause, meaning it may be a little more difficult for clubs to sign him. Now, he was signed from Benfica for around £34 million, but there isn't a release clause in his contract. The thing is, that's usually what a lot of clubs look for because they know they won't be held to ransom for a ridiculous price. Unfortunately, in the Premier League, that is what happens with all the money that's flying around. Of course, this may be affected by coronavirus, but when you look at Raul Jimenez playing for Wolves, being one of the best strikers in the division with 22 goals in all competitions for Wolves this season, they could probably hold out for like 80, 90 million. If they don't get that, which I don't think they will because I don't think he's worth that much, it's no loss to them. It's not like they need the money because they're in the Premier League and they're also keeping their really good striker who's then going to have the goals to fire them into better financial positions by getting into the Europa League like they did last year or even the Champions League. Might be a bit of a stretch for Wolves, but you never really know. Honestly, behind Liverpool, most teams are on a level playing field, so anything could really happen. If he was to leave though, it looks like Real Madrid, Manchester United are the interested names, but I'm not even believing these rumours anymore. As you guys always point out in the comments section, every time there's a player who's going to leave, it just seems that they're linked with United and Real because they're the ones with the money, and United especially are the ones who are stupid enough to pay all sorts of ridiculous fees. Anyway, and moving away from the transfers, and apparently the Premier League are meeting today. All 20 clubs are going to be on some sort of video call to decide what's going to happen with the league. Now, last week it was suspended until the end of April, but it looks like clearly we're not going to be able to return to football in the first week of May. So they could follow one of two examples. First off, Spain and France have said that their leagues have been suspended indefinitely, meaning there isn't really a return date, whereas with Serie A, well, the Italian FA have said they may be able to return Italian football to the people by the end of May. That's in about 7 or 8 weeks' time, and I just can't see that happening. One of the crazy ideas that has been bounded around was the fact that the Premier League may complete in a sort of World Cup style tournament in China. Now, despite the fact that the coronavirus actually came from China, they are past the peak, past the worst of it, and apparently the next 2 weeks could be off of their lockdown as well. So are they going to be moving all of the teams, all the players, the officials, everything to China? Absolutely not. Despite the fact it was just a rumour, the Premier League chief executive did come out and say it's absolutely crazy, and any sort of idea like that would be firmly rejected. Of course, if none of this can be agreed on, there could be, and it seems unlikely at the moment, a complete cancellation of the whole league. That has taken place in Belgium. With Club Brugge 15 points clear at the top of the table, their league has been cancelled. Well, the winners have been awarded the title. I say this, but there was only one game left. Club Brugge mathematically were champions anyway, and it was only really the playoffs that were going to decide what else happened in the league. So lastly but not least, a quick roundup of the rest of the day's transfer news, where Arsenal and Everton are interested in Canadian forward Jonathan David. Aston Villa are looking to take Marseille's Maxime Lopez at the end of the season. Paulo Dybala is close to signing a new contract with Juventus to ward away any potential suitors. And lastly but not least, with the Premier League currently delayed, Heung-Min Son now has the chance to complete some military service in South Korea. It's been said that the Tottenham forward will be away with the South Korean army for around 4 weeks. So there you have it all from me for this week, in fact. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and also click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on Onefootball. Until next time though, have a great weekend, but stay indoors and wash your hands. I will see you guys later.